Alex. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome, or if you've been here before, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing the Bake a Cake Without Instructions challenge. So I'm going to be making a chocolate cake and I'm going to be making the frosting too, so that's exciting, I guess. But I'm going to be trying to make a chocolate cake without instructions. So like, I have no idea how long anything is going to go in for or anything like that, so I'm just gonna wing it. That's what the point of this is. So it's baking a cake without instructions. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright guys, so since I'm winging it here, I guess we're just gonna start with what I feel like we're gonna start with, and we're gonna start with some flour. I was going to use some white whole wheat flour, which is what I always used to bake with, but considering this might not actually turn out to be a chocolate cake, we're gonna go with all-purpose flour because this might not even turn out okay at all. So we are going to start with the all-purpose flour. And for the all-purpose, this is Al now. For the all-purpose flour, we have, I guess, we're gonna do 1.5 cups. For some reason that just resonates with me, being the measurement of flour for a cake. I don't know why. So, 1.5 cups. That's way more than a cup. That's 3 cups. So we're not doubling the recipe here. Okay. Here, make a mess. Or make a giant mess on me. That works. 1.25 cups. Now that's 2 cups. We're just gonna go with 2 cups. Sounds fine. And now there's a giant mess of flour right here. Anyway, so the reason I wanted to do this video is because I know the last baking video I did, which was the blindfolded baking cinnamon rolls edition. I know that was a really funny video. I know a lot of people enjoyed that one. So I thought, instead of being blindfolded, which is very tricky, I was going to instead do baking without instructions. This is a popular video going around on YouTube. I've seen a lot of YouTubers do this, so I thought, why not join in on this and do some baking without instructions for chocolate cake. I don't know why I chose chocolate cake, but that just felt right. I don't know why, but we're doing chocolate cake. Okay, so the next dry ingredient I feel like we'll add is cocoa powder or cacao powder, which is what I'm using. And I feel like it should be a 1/2 cup maybe? I don't know. I have 2 cups of flour, 1/2 cup of cacao. I know, that just sounds right, doesn't it? I don't know. Okay, so 1/2 cup. That was way more than a 1/2 cup. That's so strong and powerful. Alright, I'm going to just, all ideas of the kitchen staying clean is out the window at this point. It's not gonna happen. Alright, so 1/2 cup, it's 3/4 of a cup. No, we need 1/2. And that's 1/4. Oh my goodness, I'm never gonna get this right. 1.5. This is around 1/2. That's good enough. Okay. That's so messy. Okay. So the next step for I feel like the next step, I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like the next step would be to add the brown sugar. So, as usual, when I'm baking or doing any type of cooking for a video, I don't have the proper materials or the proper cooking ingredients. Like last time when I baked the cinnamon rolls, I had no milk. So that happened then. This time I do not have granulated sugar, so I'm going to be using brown sugar in its place. I did look up what it would be to convert it. I have no idea what the amounts of anything is, but I do know that it's an equal conversion from brown sugar to sugar to sugar to brown sugar. It's not a concern. So I'm just gonna add maybe a cup. I mean, I added 2 cups of sugar. I mean 2 cups of flour, so maybe a cup of brown sugar, I guess, maybe, not sure. I feel like a cup will work. Do I smush it down? I feel like you always smush brown sugar. All right, this is a cup and a half. You've got to be kidding me. I cannot measure out anything today, apparently, correctly, so let's just try this again. Go in there, don't make a mess. Don't make a mess. I don't even know why I try. This is gonna make a mess. It always does. Okay. Close enough. Okay. That was uncalled for. Push that back in there. Just lost like a tablespoon of cacao powder. It's fine. It's okay. What is wrong with me right now? Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, so no. I thought about just putting it back in there, but then I decided against it. So we're just gonna dump it into this little cup measurement. We've already started off very strong today. Very strong. Okay. So I'm gonna mix this stuff because it's kind of all just very messy right now. So we're gonna mix it. So I know a lot of recipes say that you should do combine the wet ingredients and the dry ingredients separately. Here's the thing. I don't like to do that, like at all. So I might just put it in one bowl. I like to make one bowl of recipes, so that might be what I do. Should this be more dark, like a brown color? Because it's very light. Should I add more cacao powder? I feel like I should, but maybe not. I don't know. Cacao powder has such a strong flavor. I kind of already put a lot in. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I've already run into the first problem I'm gonna have. And that would be that I am mixing in too small of a bowl for the amounts of ingredients I have put into it. So that's the first problem. The second problem would be that I am making a giant mess of everything. Okay, so the next step would probably be to add, so here's another thing. I don't have baking powder. So I'm gonna have to use baking soda and cream of tartar instead. In place of it, I'm pretty sure, no, I know because I did this recently, but I know the conversion, and I'm not sure how much baking powder. I'm just gonna say we need maybe a teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 a teaspoon of baking soda, and a 1/2 a teaspoon of cream of tartar. And that's just apparently equivalent to 1 teaspoon of baking powder, so we'll see. Then I know that most cake recipes need an actual amount of baking soda, so I'm just gonna put a teaspoon in of that. So we're gonna mix that. Okay, so I assume I added enough baking powder and baking soda, hopefully, because I mean I added a whole 2 cups of flour. I feel like, I know baking powder too much, but it can get a weird flavor to it, but I feel like I didn't add enough. We're gonna just go ahead and add, I don't know. We're gonna add a little more because I feel like we need more. The main thing of this is making sure it rises, and if it doesn't rise, then we have an issue. So we're gonna just add more of that. And I think that's it for dry ingredients. Here's my big question. Do you put butter into cake? I don't know. This is brand spanking new butter. Look at that. That looks amazing. Okay, so I don't know if you add butter into the actual cake mix or not. I guess that's why we're here, because I don't know. So I do know that we need a cup or 2 of almond milk. So I'm gonna add, this is not a big enough bowl. I'm gonna see if I have another bigger bowl because this is just not big enough. This is a much better size for me to use. So we're gonna use this instead. That's much better size. There we go. Okay, so now that we have gotten somewhere, are getting somewhere? I don't know. Now that we're getting somewhere, slash have gotten somewhere, I'm gonna add in the almond milk. So, right, need to shake it. So we're gonna add that in, and then I'm gonna start with smaller and then move up. I don't want too much liquid. So we're gonna add a cup of almond milk. Definitely not enough almond milk. Okay, then we're gonna add, I feel like you need more vegetable oil than you think you do, so I'm gonna add a third of a cup of vegetable oil. I know it needs eggs. I don't use eggs, obviously, for obvious reasons, but don't use eggs, so, and I don't feel like going and digging out aquafaba, which, FYI, for people that don't know what aquafaba is, it's just basically the brine from a can of beans, preferably chickpeas. I don't feel like going and digging out chickpeas from somewhere in the cabinet, so I'm not gonna add it. There's another thing I'm not doing right, but it's fine. I think we'll be fine. So we're just gonna add some more milk here because I can tell it needs more. And then we need to add some vanilla. How much vanilla does a cake need? It's a good question. I feel like it might need like 2 teaspoons maybe? That's 2 teaspoons. I'm gonna add a few more drops just to be careful. Okay, I feel like that's good. So we're gonna mix it and we'll see what happens. Maybe it will turn out okay. I don't know if I'm missing any ingredients or not. Tell me I didn't add too much of liquids because it seems like it's very liquidy. It's okay, cake can be liquidy. It looks like chocolate cake mix right now, but will it cook like chocolate cake? So that's where we're running into an issue here. So if it doesn't cook right, you know, it could be rubbery, or it could be a brick, or it can never cook. Let's smell it, let's smell it. It smells like chocolate cake. Now I want chocolate cake, so this better work out. Big bowl problems. Those are big bowl problems. Okay. Oh, I forgot to turn the oven on. Okay, so we'll do that now. I made a decision and it's gonna go at 350 because that's the basis. Sometimes I know cakes will cook at 375 and sometimes I know that cakes will cook at 325. So I'm gonna go in the middle and we're gonna call it a day. So we're gonna move this over there and I need cake pans. So, should I make, I feel like the frosting is gonna be the easiest thing that I do. Frosting is a pretty easy thing to make. Maybe, but we're gonna make basic vanilla frosting, and I know in frosting there is butter, not the right cap. Okay, so I know in frosting there is butter, so we know we need the butter. I know we need the powdered sugar, and we need vanilla and some milk. So basically everything but you, unless we make a chocolate frosting. Okay. No, I do not want to make a chocolate frosting. That's not, no, thank you. Okay, so move that over there, and then this time I'm not blindfolded while cooking, but this might actually turn out worse than when I was blindfolded while cooking. Because at least when I was blindfolded, I had a recipe I was following. Now I'm following what my mind might think is right. I'm still equally as messy though, so that's good. Okay, so now we're gonna make the frosting. I need more hand sanitizer, my hands feel very odd. Okay, so now we're gonna make the frosting while my oven preheats because I didn't do that in the beginning, which is generally what you do when you make a recipe. You do that in the beginning, but I didn't do that. So instead we are going to now make the frosting, and I'm gonna use a handheld mixer because for obvious reasons we use the hand mixer instead of my hand. So I don't feel like breaking my hand off today, so we're gonna do that. So I decided we're gonna use another blue bowl. Alright, so I feel like that's a lot of cake mix over there, so I feel like we're gonna need 2 of these. So I got 2 cake pans, and one is glass, one is whatever this is. So That's what we're gonna use. And then, yeah, and then I got my handheld mixer, Hamilton Beach, not sponsored, but it's Hamilton Beach hand mixer, so yeah, that's what we're gonna use. Okay, so we're gonna move the cake pans out of the way. Oven is still preheating. My cake pans, so we're gonna mix for the frosting, vanilla frosting. We're gonna do nice, yummy vanilla frosting. So we're gonna start with the powder, the butter or the powder? The butter. We always start with butter. Got me a spoon, which I can't balance on my nose. That was kind of gross. All right, so I guess we're gonna start with a ½ cup and then work from there. I feel like that's all we'll need. Which basically a ½ cup of butter is like 2 sticks of butter. No. Never mind. I'm not gonna try to make sense of it. We're just gonna mix it till it's a consistency of frosting. That's what we're gonna do. All right. So now we're gonna add in some powdered sugar, and I'm just gonna add this not measured. I'm just gonna add this like that. Oh, I was supposed to do the butter first. It's okay. It's fine. All right. Now we're gonna mix it. Gonna add some more powdered sugar in. Oh, that was a lot. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so now we're gonna add the vanilla and then more powdered sugar because this is more of a icing consistency rather than frosting. So how much vanilla? I feel like 1½ teaspoon. Sure. That works for me. And then more powdered sugar. Perfect. Okay, that looks like frosting. Look at that. It looks like yummy frosting, and it's holding like frosting. I feel like it could be a little bit thicker, but it's fine. We're done. It's fine. We're gonna leave it the way it is. So this is our frosting. It smells like frosting, y'all. It smells really good. It smells like the frosting that would go in red velvet cake. That's literally what it smells like. It smells like from the Easy Bake ovens. You know those little Easy Bake ovens? It smells like the frosting that was on the red velvet little cake things that came with the Easy Bake oven. That's what that smells like. It smells really good. And this, it did not smell like chocolate cake that time. It's okay. We let it sit. It doesn't smell like chocolate cake now. Let's mix it. Maybe it'll smell good again. All right, let's smell. It's bubbling. It's weird. It doesn't exactly smell like chocolate cake anymore, but it kind of does. I just feel like I did something wrong with it, but we're just gonna put it in the cake pans and not worry about it. So I'm gonna put him first into the glass cake pan. Maybe I only do need 1 layer. There's a bunch left, but there's not enough space. Because it's gonna rise and like overflow in the oven. So we don't really want it to have too much, and I feel like I already put too much. It's very bubbly. So we made a lot of frosting, I'm realizing, so that's good. Maybe again, okay, maybe we'll try to make it even. Oh, I forgot to grease it. Dang, okay. So I forgot to grease that pan. I'm not planning on redoing it all, so we're just gonna grease this one. And pretend I 100% greased that one the way I was supposed to, even though I didn't. I splattered it, okay. So there's a very big difference here in the amounts. So we're just gonna scoop it. This is gonna take forever. Let's hope it actually turns out. Especially how complex I've now made this by making a making a double layer chocolate cake with vanilla frosting, vanilla buttercream frosting. We are going to hopefully have this turn out. The frosting I think is gonna turn out. Frosting is a very basic recipe that's not that hard to remember how to make. I think that's gonna be completely fine. It's the chocolate cake that I'm not so sure if it's going to work out exactly the way I intended it to. One can only hope. Yeah, okay. So, let's get, they're about even now. put it in the oven for maybe 30 minutes, I guess, and then check on it. We're gonna start with 30 minutes and add 10 minutes after that and then keep checking on it. Because I'm not really sure how long this is gonna take based off of how bad I'm adding ingredients. So here's our first layer, here's our second layer, and here's our delicious frosting that smells so good. That's gonna go into the oven and we will be back in 30 minutes to check on them, and then we'll be back again if they're not done until we have a done cake. Hopefully they actually rise and cook and are yummy cake, so we'll hope. Okay guys, so it has been about 45 minutes that it took for the cakes to cook in the oven. So now it is time to frost them and then try them. So this should be interesting, and see if I successfully made a chocolate cake and frosting without instructions. So yeah, we'll see if I can cook without instructions. Maybe, maybe not. This is actually legit cooking from scratch. No recipes. This is the legit cooking from scratch. So I'm gonna bring the cakes over and we are going to frost them and then try them. It's actually just an it, it's just a double layer. So it's not really a them, it's more of just a it. Ignore how ugly these are. Our little layers here, it smells really good. The whole house smells like chocolate cake. It smells great. They're really nice and fluffy. They cooked up really well. So yeah, I think we're gonna take them out and they might actually turn out really well. Also, my frosting is as hard as a rock. So it needs to soften. I don't know, I should have taken it out a little while ago, but yeah, probably just gonna like microwave it or something maybe? I don't know. When you do a frosting that's still hard as a rock, because it's like, it smells really good. Alright, I'm gonna use this ugly microwave plate to put the cakes on. So which one's, is one of them bigger? Yes, the bottom one is bigger, so we're gonna put the bottom cake on the bottom. I mean the bigger cake on the bottom, obviously. This one comes out of here nicely. It should. This one I greased. That one is going to be concerning. This one I greased really well. So this one should come out just fine. That one's going to be a problem. It came out. It smells like kind of like the cake for the German chocolate cake. It kind of smells like that. I'm impressed at how well it came out. Okay, so we're just gonna flip it. I'm scared for the safety of my cake. 1, 2, 3. There it is. My gosh, y'all. Move down a little bit. There we go. There it is. There's the cake. Okay, so I'm gonna, I don't know what to do with it. Okay, so let's just go online, because online is the best source for information ever. That was very unhelpful. That was very unhelpful. It said, let it sit out for 30 to 45 minutes. Oh great, I would have done that before, but you know, that didn't really happen. I'm gonna do what I did last time and just put it in the microwave. Maybe it's more workable now. It's like frosting. It's good enough. All right, so I'm gonna frost it. Hope it's not too hot where this is just gonna start looking melty, because this has happened before. Okay. No one hire me to make a cake look good, because that's not gonna happen. As you can tell, there's just lumps of chocolate. It's fine. It's fine. Just spread it. Okay, so I think we're gonna be about ready to put the next one on. I'm gonna add a little bit more to the edge right here. Okay. Yeah, that looks really good. So now it's time to take out the next one. This is gonna be my little demon child because I didn't, oh, this is gonna be a really bad one. I didn't do this one correctly because I didn't grease the bottom of it like I was supposed to. So this one is gonna be terrible. It's not gonna come out nicely. Already being a pain in the butt. This one came out very well. I'm very surprised. This one is not going to be so nice, and I can tell because I didn't grease it. So that was my fault. This may end up being a 1-layer cake after all. Yep. Okay. Hello, beautiful 1-layer cake. It was never going to be double layer. That was never going to work out. So we're going to try the cake. I should have done what I was going to do, which was dump it all back into the bowl, wash it, grease it, then put the cake in, and have done it correctly, but it's fine. Next time, when I make a cake, I will definitely remember to grease both pans, especially if it's double layer, because that's really important apparently. All right, time to try this thing. I hope the frosting is gonna taste great. Already can tell. The cake, that's up for a determination. How do you guys cut cake? Do you like to cut it in triangles like pie, or do you like to cut it in squares like a brownie? I'm gonna cut it in a triangle just because it's a circle like pie. Okay. I want more frosting. I literally want more frosting. Maybe that was too much. And now I'm breaking it. Oops. Here it is. Little cake. Let's try it. Guys, it tastes like red velvet cake. Let me grab my hunk here and try a piece of it without frosting. Because the frosting is kind of throwing me off. It's really good. So guys, this is really good. I am impressed and pleasantly surprised. Frosting really makes the cake what it is though. Like, it's really good plain. I'd eat it plain. It tastes like a really good. But it's super fluffy, super chocolatey, super sweet. But the frosting makes it so much better. Like guys, I am for real. I am so happy this cake and frosting turned out so delicious, because after smelling it, I wanted it so bad. Like, smelling it, having worked on it, cleaning up after it, I wanted it to taste good so bad. So now I can eat this and continue eating it for a couple days. I apparently can cook from scratch. Calico. Do not. Calico. Get out of there. I'm gonna catch you in the act right now. You know what? Calico, get out of there. Out of there. You're shaking my entire filming. Get out. Callie, don't you even think about it. Don't you even think about it. Just get your booty up here. Yes. Good girl. Now leave my stuff alone. Now your butt's in my film. Now your tail's gonna be in my cake. Goodness. Okay guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think this was a huge success. I can cook very well from scratch, and I feel like I did a really good job at doing this. I'm very impressed. It tastes, I feel like I'd give myself a 7 out of 10 only because this tastes more like red velvet cake than chocolate cake, but isn't red velvet cake kind of the same? I don't know. But it's super good. The cake turned out really well, super fluffy. It's not dry, not wet. Super good. I will even throw it in there, the word that I know people hate, moist. Very nice and fluffy, and the frosting is delicious. It tastes literally like red velvet cake and buttercream frosting. So I am pleasantly surprised. I'm really happy with it. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me struggle in trying to make this and then being very surprised having tried it and it turning out very well. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give this video a big thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to my channel. Click the bell button to be notified when I post new videos. If you guys want, follow the recipe I just did for this chocolate and cake and buttercream frosting, because it actually tastes really good and it's vegan and it tastes really good. So let me know if you guys try it and if you guys like it. So go ahead and try it. Maybe I'll make it a recipe on my blog. I'm not sure. But give this video a big thumbs up. I wish you guys could try this. I wish I could send it to you and let you guys try this. It is so delicious, like mind blown. I'll see you guys next week. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I love you all. I'll see you guys soon. Bye. You failed me.